Welcome to your magical moon message, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Peace Stealer. All right. This is Moon in Sag, Sun in Libra. We are coming into ascended balance. And with this sense of ascended balance, this puts you in a position, to understand what you're seeing as far as your character. Another message for socials, antisocials or individuals, okay? Shout out to Tyler Tarot. If you listen to Tyler Tarot's video he just posted, he said something that I said as an individual. It's going to be common to hear Taurus say, Pisces say, maybe some Scorpios, even though they're social, but Taurus is going to say this, Aries is going to say this. As an Aries, what he said is something many introverts say. Even extroverts say this nowadays, but it's the end of the world. And he says something to the effects of, why the fuck would I go out and deal with mortals? Like, I'd rather just stay in. And I was just so remarking, I was like, wow, if he was a Libra, he would literally be saying the opposite. He would literally have no problem going out. And that's their opposite sign. So it was just beautiful to see. Shout out to Tyler Tarot. Every time he says bitch or Chalice, because at least we fuck with you, bro. You a real Aries. Anyway, this transit is the opposite of the Moon in Gemini, Sun in Aries. 6 months ago, you completed the activation of a new cycle that you do every year to step you into the activation of your raw power, your raw talent. The whole purpose of Libra is to polish raw elements of your character in order to present more socially to other people. Wherever you have empty houses in your chart, you don't have focus as a priority, which is not a good or a bad thing. It's just something that you could put in as an area of focus. For example, I don't have Virgo, I don't have Libra, I don't have Scorpio. I only have this Pluto and Scorpio, South Node and Leo. So all those areas are empty. I don't focus on kids, work, marriage, friendships with my empty 11th house. Most of it's just 12th house, like spiritual work. But what's key here is when we bridge from the childlike 0 to 9 years old Aries to Cancer to the more mature young adult Libra 35 to 44, this is where, coming through the Cancer and most especially Virgo axis of hygiene, we have the whole notion of cleanliness and freshness and niceness and taking rawness in Aries and polishing it. Most of my energies really go from Aries to Cancer, which is not an excuse. It's common to see Aries and Cancer to keep themselves cleanly and whatnot, but keep that in mind. That's a huge reason why I have no qualms going on camera looking like a straight up bum. Whether my mouth looks nasty or I have crust in my eyes, it's not too much of a social experiment. I just personally like that friction between the social expectation of how one is supposed to present themselves versus the rebellious attitude to just kind of say, fuck it. Of course, that invites disrespect, and that's the consequence I pay. But once again, I really don't give a fuck. I care enough to be aware of it. I'm aware of it, and I'm aware of its effect. And it's not necessarily something I'll do forever, but I just like to poke fun at expectations like this. And at the other end, you'll see it from, socials or collectives in another way. But I want to extend this message once again to individuals, to people who don't really follow that social protocol. Don't play victim. Okay, don't play victim when people kind of respond the way they do, but be very mindful of that, especially now that we are taking the completion of this activation of the Moon in Gemini with the Sun in Aries to now the Moon in Sag and the Sun in Libra, which is now finishing the completion of this activation of this new cycle of social power to show you the hidden meaning of what direction you're getting ready to take this activation. So the Moon in Gemini, after you activated a new identity, started to help you understand the new attitude, okay, the new skills, the new mindset of who you're stepping into. The opposite of this in Libra is, as you express this character towards people, you're now coming into the understanding of the philosophical approach and meaning of these actions, because Gemini gave you an enlightened understanding of your identity in Aries, and Sagittarius is going to give you a higher meaning of how you express that identity towards others in Libra. This is a supernatural, magic, ascended view at how you are expressing and developing superpowers, so that once it goes into the moon in Capricorn, this is going to help you understand, the actual direction of where to dig in, grounded in integrity, to break through these seeds out the ground. And I'm going to say this again, regardless if you're social or individual, this is also going to be with the moon square Neptune and other such, minor aspects or indirect aspects, where you will see the length at which indirectly social normative expectations seek through other people to try and manipulate and control you. Where certain people exhibit passive aggressive behavior if they're not able to use peer pressure or social expectations to manipulate attributes of your character. Whenever we step into the realm of what you should do, or whenever we step into the notion, whenever anyone says the word should, you should do this, you should do that, you are entering the realm of persuasion. The realm of persuasion is a nebulous place where witchcraft can be induced, or all sorts of means can be induced to alter your mindset, to alter your beliefs, to alter your character based off of persuasive rhetorical mechanics or tactics. The realm of persuasion should not be mistaken for a realm of truth, where people share their philosophies and opinions, regardless of if there's facts. It's really more so opinions of what those facts are. Facts are not truth. Facts can sometimes be an enemy of truth. So just be very mindful of that, because this is where many of you get to test the resilience of your character while still, staying true and holding yourself accountable to certain things that you're not in denial. You're still pioneering your own unique and eccentric way of being. And this is where the Libra, quincunx to Sag, quincunx to Uranus and Taurus will highlight eccentricities that may be socially frowned upon, not socially popular, not socially accepted. And thankfully Chiron is in Aries for you to respond to this opposition and impetus by letting people know they can suck your dick. Okay, I'm not really telling you to be a rebel without a cause. I'm not telling you to do certain things that you should do. I'm not telling you not to do certain things you should do. The opposition in these transits bring outside influences and the squares that will challenge what level of compromise you give into. So if you compromise to social expectations, let it be because you want to actually, and there's integrity in your decision to. When you conform to social expectations because you feel that you have to, and not because you genuinely want to, that's not authentic. There's no integrity in that, even if you end up making other people happy because now they were able to manipulate you, basically, but in the form of, we're doing this for your benefit, you should do this for yourself. But you didn't suck my dick for yourself, so I don't know why you're telling me to do this. Okay, so other than that, because people will believe so much that this is just what everyone else does, but that's the whole personal revolution of the individual. Chances are eccentric facets of your personality aren't even really a bad thing as much as how bad it makes other people feel. This is what the moon in Sagittarius will help you see into these social dynamics of, so you can decide whether you want to compromise because you want to, or whether you realize it's bullshit and you're going to champion your own uniqueness. Okay, this is one of those transits that will further tip off of the scales any leverage other people had of you in wild Sagittarius for you to move forward. So you're ascending your perspective, you're ascending your understanding of the perspective, and this is going to show you what direction up the mountain in Capricorn you're going to take it. And as you gain back more power, this will reveal those with ulterior motives who get more angry because they don't have that much power over you. And some people are so insecure in themselves, they need leverage over you. They need to feel better than other people because, I mean, they're insecure. So what are they gonna, what do they rest upon themselves? They have to put other people down to feel better about themselves. So when you remove leverage from this type of people, very demonic, dark aspects come out of them, first subtly and then overtly. And just be willing to smack them with your metaphorical dick. They ain't gonna touch you. They're cowards. Okay, shit. So with that being said, okay, the square that the moon's going to make to Neptune is going to make the synchronicities you see mind-blowing, especially because Moon opposite Mars is also going to help you understand, once again, a higher perspective of what actions you're assertively taking with Mars that uplift you out of old mechanics of magic crafting. It's very subtle here, but you're going to see at a higher level the nature of how your thoughts with the frequencies in your intention actually produce the reality you're in, so that with this moon in Sagittarius opposition, you're in a position to change your thoughts. And already with the Virgo magic that we have, start to see this change in analysis, so you can literally change the variables in this Mars and Gemini experiment. It's going to be considerable breakthrough for magic crafters and practitioners. And for those of you developing your superpowers, you're going to gain considerable insight and perception on what and how you are adjusting the development of these abilities so that they can balance more into your social interactions, but send you to the next level. I have to be very clear here. Do not be so preoccupied with being normal. There's no such thing as normal. Human beings hallucinate their conscious reality. There's so many idiomatic bullshit and just sayings in society that are bullshit and are not real. And you need to allow this Pluto square to continue to break all that down. So before the moon goes into Capricorn and we go through this moon Pluto, the moon in Sag is going to reveal to you high vision. All right, it's going to show you the meaning of the partnerships you're establishing. It's going to show you the meaning of the powers that you have activated. And I really want to make sure you see every new moon in a cardinal sign, you are activating a level of power. Okay, and the Libra power level is where you start to intellectually understand at a conscious level the power you're activating or activated in Aries that you're ready to break through. You activate power in Aries, you integrate power in Cancer, and then you break through power in Libra before you complete it in Capricorn. So this breakthrough is set to be quite miraculous, okay? Allow people's prejudices to block them from, you know, connecting with you. And then also allow them to realize their superficialities blocked them from a blessing. Like, that's really what it is. I'm being mindful about this message because this is not meant to enable bad habits and stubbornness. If you're a piece of shit, take accountability for that. If people are confronting you because you're really a piece of shit, then don't use this advice to be like, well, Peace Dealer said that they could just suck my dick and I could keep being a piece of shit. Everything that I'm saying is predicated on the fact that you take accountability for all the actions you do and that you walk with integrity, so that the outside influences that are pressuring you to do so are pressuring you to do something outside of your integrity, not because what you're doing is wrong, but because what you're doing makes them feel bad. You don't do things in this life to make people feel good, whether if what you're doing is good or bad. This is just a fact. This is the fact. It's something we're breaking out of. It's something that people acknowledge, but indirectly and passive-aggressively with their actions, they manipulate a lot of people to do. And that's because most of these manipulators aren't real people. They're hidden demons. They're hidden grays. Okay? Ghosts, aliens, and evil spirits. Shout out to my exorcists. Shout out to my jujutsu sorcerers and technicians. You're also going to find that those of you who walk the sacred paths of initiation are getting to break through the understanding of that as well. And as you ascend this perspective, let this direct you towards the right path as you walk the straight and narrow, because broad is the path to destruction that many walk, okay? You're going to gain so much considerable insight all at once that's going to prepare for you to end this lunar transit as we head into the full moon. If you're ready to take to the next level this development of superpowers you're coming into, don't attach to the short-term results. Be willing to look long-term, because you're going to do some shit today you've never done before. If you let it get to your head, you'll stunt your growth. But if you enable this to realize this is just the beginning and you can even go farther, Godspeed, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to be reminded how much of a badass motherfucker you've always been. And until next time, peace.